Alright, so I have spent some time getting the load of the layout of the level now that we've incorporated the blueprints and the nodes and kind of have a general idea of what we can do. I just went ahead and I downloaded the hand created low poly mesh on the Fab library. If you go into the search icon and you look up for hand painted environments, there is a low poly mesh asset that has a bunch of things you can add into your scene. So I went ahead and did that for the purpose of this video. So what I'm looking at doing is, without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and just press play and just kind of show a simulation. So a couple things that I did since building the blueprints is I had built the scene, and I just built out kind of like a little city, and placed these coins. Now the big difference is I created these drones. And they're gonna essentially be our enemies, and they're gonna shoot and stuff like that. So I'm gonna do a little bit more research on how I can get the actor, in this case, the third-person shooter, to pick up a weapon in the map and be able to shoot these things down. But for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna play a simulation. Just kind of show a little bit of an overdraft. So this is the drone that we created. We used the pre-imported assets from the Druid Mechanics course on Udemy. If you haven't yet checked that out, go ahead and look up Steve Ulibarri on Udemy and take a look at his videos. The learning curve is really steep, but he does an excellent job breaking things down in a very simplistic manner, which is very difficult to do considering the difficulty of this art form. So as you can see, I had placed some coins around the scene, so you can kind of get an idea of what I had built. Just keep in mind this did take a little bit of while, so you can see that I kind of jumped ahead and didn't show the whole creation process, which I feel that the building out the scenes is kind of like something that to be left with everybody that's invested into their creative process. So everyone's different. This is just kind of like what I built. Now, one of the things that I will say is that the collision meshes were probably the hardest things to add into the scene. As you can see, there is some inconsistencies with the third-person shooter and going up on these assets. This is kind of out of my scope, so I don't really know how to explain the proper way to do this. But you can see here there's a little inconsistency of going in. You can see her foot's falling in. You have the mesh, but overall you can still work with it. You just have to kind of work with the sample count, the hole count, vertices, max vertices, and also the precision count. And it's kind of interesting. I don't really know what the system generates as an auto point or a convex point to generate the vertice points. But I went with a high precision, low hole count, and I was able to get the best result there. So if you're not sure what I mean, I can show you after the level and we can wrap up the video. But before I do that, I wanted to just show the level that I designed, because I spent a little bit of time. As you can see, it's not perfect, but there are some things that you can work with this asset pack. I think it's fun. You can get creative with it. One of the things that I did add is I did add the saw in the mill. I set that at a rotation of 10 delta Y. There's nothing that you can do. You can't walk into it or anything. It's just more for aesthetics. But there's more drones. There's the crystal mine here. There's a lot of small things. Now there wasn't really a bridge. I tried to create some type of bridge. You can see that it's a little bit, you know, out of shape there. I tried to mesh with the floor. As you can see, the floor is kind of like that that mortar, like the pavers type mesh to it, which makes it look nice. However, I wasn't able to do it on this chest, which is actually the top of this bridge. I was trying to get creative with it. I think I kind of overdid it, but I wanted to kind of like simulate kind of like logs getting fed into the feeder, but you know, I was unsuccessful in trying to get that printed out all the way over to the log mill over in that corner. So I might have to tinker with that, but there's a lot of cool, you know, aspects that you can build with this. For the purpose of this level, I set the gold coin count from 3 to 15. I'm trying to build kind of like a, you know, simulated environment that players can walk around playing it and kind of, you know, get that gamer's experience. I did add the mill as well. You can see the original meshes in there too. I'm going to clean that up a little bit, but I did just add that just to kind of, you know, add a little bit more character into the scene. And then you see here, this is kind of, I need to get rid of this, but this is the sample mesh that I had created as a way of kind of testing the light refractions on the shape, the specular, the roughness, just to kind of get an idea of how the lighting works in Unreal Engine before applying it to the actual mesh. Again, the Druid Mechanics course on Udemy is where I got that from. So if you have any questions, there is a course that is out there that I highly encourage everybody to look into, because it does go from a basic experience approach to an advanced walkthrough. So if you want to spend the time, I highly recommend going into that course and giving them a look. So yeah, so as you can see, we're back in the original part of the level. Made a staircase to make it easier for us, and then we jump into the new level. Now I did put the default map into the scene, and one of the things that I quickly recognized was that there are some assets that you can walk through, and the collision is not 100% accurate. So you might run into some issues with the generated map. As you can see, we can't walk, you know, through these blades of grass, for instance. Some of the trees you can actually just literally run through, and so that was basically the next part of the video that I wanted to get to, which is something that I don't think was touched in the course, but I'll just make it easy for everybody to just kind of see what I am looking at, so it doesn't sound too confusing, or if I'm trying to over explain anything. So without further ado, I'm gonna get out of this, and I'm gonna show you real quick what I'm talking about. So if you go up to the show tab up here, and you see there is a check mark with collisions, you see these boxes around everything. So like, for example, like if we take a look at this asset right here, we can see that there is an open space. So if your actor, your character was to walk in this area, you wouldn't be able to get into that corner. And the way to fix this is to actually open up the asset. So if you double click into the asset and go to the collisions, you want to remove the collisions, and this is the whole count and the verts that I was talking about, as well as the precision. What I had done with that little spiral tower was I had decreased the whole precision, but I increased the whole count and ratioed out the maximal count with that precision. So if you go to back to collision and you go to auto convex collision, this will actually reassess the asset, and you want to hit apply. And what this does is that now you can see that the vertice count is actually more direct to the asset from a vert to a vert, and kind of creates like this collision sphere, if you will, but is more precise. So if you go ahead and hit apply and hit save, and you X out, and then you go ahead and simulate your level, now you can go back over to that part of the map or wherever you're working with, and you can go into that corner. So it makes it more kind of like realistic. So as you can see, this is as far as I can go. Again, I don't have the full ins and outs of how those vertices collision work, but I will do my due justice and spend some time looking at that. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Follow along with me as I build out this scene. But if you are interested in the mechanics of Unreal Engine, feel free to like and subscribe as well. Send any comments down below if you have any references to learning material or any sources that might help your fellow devs. Anything helps and goes a long way. Alright guys, take care.